Coach Coughlin, I know, 10 years, it goes by fast. When you think about this football team and these group of men that were part of your staff, what are some of the things that jump out at you first take?
Well, the first thing is the quality of people that you have sitting here right now. The quality of the men, the believing in each other, the working together with each other, the ability to overcome all kinds of circumstances that happen throughout an NFL season, which is part of the challenge. That's why these people are in the business they're in, is to overcome things and to put things together and fix things and move on and stay positive, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the things that I look back on.
I want to go back to the game in Dallas in early December.
The Giants and Cowboys engaged in a dogfight with 2 head-to-head meetings to go.
Pretty much if you don't win this game, you're not going to make the playoffs. They have the lead. So here's where this all kind of comes together, right? Coach Fuel's unit has to stop the Cowboys. Coach Gilbride, your unit's got to score and score fast. And then Coach Quinn, your unit's got to block a potential winning kick. And it all happened like in the last 7 minutes of the ball game.
Well, that's the best example of synergy that you could offer, Bob. And you've been trying to come to that term. But when you take that small amount of time and you get compliments from all 3 phases to the best of their ability, that kind of tells you a little bit about where we were at that point in time as a team. We weren't always there, but at that point in time, that's what you're looking for.
Well, I'll just say it's people talk about all those things all the time. The sense of desperation you're in at that point in the game. You can't let yourself be overwhelmed or even distracted by those things. You got a job to do, and your focus is, hey, I got to score, and I got to score fast. So my concentration completely is, what are they doing? What have they done in this situation before? Where are they most vulnerable? Where do we match up most effectively? And you go after that. And you got to do it as best you can in as short a period of time. But it's not like you're thinking about the final outcome. You got to do your job right then, at the point in time you are at that, in the game, and you do it to the best of your ability, but your focus is completely on what are they doing and what do I have to do to get after them.
2nd and goal at the 1 for the lead, a minute to go. Handoff Jacobs, he runs right, follows his blockers to the goal line, touchdown Giants.
Eli Manning is doing the impossible again.
The thing I recall is Romo, who had led them down, that was like a 6-play drive for like 51 yards, okay? And, we were battling. It was a nip and tuck. 6 plays, 51 yards, and they line up for the winning field goal.
There's a timeout, and then Justin Trado, an undrafted free agent rookie from Don Bosco Prep who went to Florida, came up and said, hey, Coach, let me push JPP through the A-gap. So I'm like, put him in, take a safety out. He pushed JPP through the center lean, and that was a huge play.
What's your best block play? You got somebody that can rise up, make the play. Snap is good again. Kick on its way, and it's blocked! Blocked by the Giants, and it bounds into the end zone and through the back of the end zone, and the Giants will win it. And the New York Giants have saved their season.
Let's see who gets a hand on it.
Is it Jason Pierre-Paul? He's done everything else tonight.
There he is.
Yep, Jason Pierre-Paul, JPP. And he does the salsa.
Coach Sullivan was the one who actually told me to do it all week long and was asking me to do something for my heritage and my culture. And then I did it, and then that kind of snowballed into the season that we had. And then, the salsa took on a life of its own after that.
Rings throughout MetLife Stadium.
For Giant fans, they look back 10 years, okay? Obviously, the Super Bowl, and everybody in the New York metropolitan area, knows about Victor Cruz and the salsa.
We got into a blitz zero situation against the Eagles, and we ran what we call a switch route. He ran a wheel.
Manning zips one left, caught by Cruz, runs out of a tackle to the 40, up to midfield, makes another man miss to the 45, down the left sideline. There goes Cruz, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Giants, 74 yards.
Went about 70 yards for a touchdown, and all of a sudden the legend of Victor Cruz began.
And he does the salsa.
I want to go back to that Christmas Eve game. Considering all the crap that was leading up to that week.
I never came here to be little brother to anybody, so clearly we were the better team my first 2 years here. I don't care about Tom Coughlin or anybody else. I know how I believe, and I don't care if it's, acceptable in everybody's opinion. I really don't care.
And the fact that you guys were the road team, was that one of the more satisfying regular season games that you can remember?
They're all satisfying to me. There aren't enough of them. I'd like to have about 50 more than what we have. But I'll tell you one thing: the ball's on the -1 now, and my mind is going a million miles an hour about holy
third
crap.
down.
Are we going to be able to get out of here? We can't punt from the back line. So Kevin calls a basic play in our offense, a play that we run 1,000 times. Okay. And I know pretty much, I'm watching this safety. I think his name was Smith. And I'm watching this kid, and we get the little option route to Cruz, and he breaks outside fast. And all of a sudden it all developed, and I look up, and that safety's taking the wrong angle for him, for Cruz. And away he goes.
And running out of a tackle down the right sideline is Victor Cruz. Chased by Smith, hurdles over him, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Giants, 99 yards.
The best 99-yard call I've ever seen in my life was right there. And that was the ball game, to be honest with you.
But the thing that stood out beyond the 99-yard play was the physical and mental toughness of our leader. Because if you remember, he got rolled up on the sideline because Murph pushed him into the running back.
Coughlin took a shot as Ware got knocked out of bounds.
He had a bruise from his backside all the way down to his ankle. What was it, Coach? It was about a centimeter or so from being torn off the bone, the hamstring.
It was all shredded. They came 10 yards out of bounds together. I didn't know which was gone. I thought the knee was gone. I didn't know what it was. But I don't think I went down. I stayed up.
You did not go down, and you walked across that field to shake the man's hand.
I stayed up.
12 o'clock training room tomorrow. I'll be in there myself. And look, we won't even start thinking about Dallas until Monday.
Oh, Wednesday. First playoff game in MetLife Stadium. Can't get no better weather. Can't get no better team. Can't get no better teammates. All in today. That's all we got. We ain't got nothing to save it for. If you don't put it all in today, you taking your ass home. And I don't want to go home.
Let the record show the first ever postseason game in the history of the new MetLife Stadium, hosted and won by the New York Giants, where you guys were phenomenal on the defensive side of the ball. Talk about those fourth down stops.
4th and inches. They're showing power formation. Not going to snap it. He does go for it.
He ain't get it. He ain't get it. He did not get it.
And they did not get it.
Here comes Ryan to the line, 4th and inches. Empty backfield. Jones in motion. Ryan's going to keep it. He got stopped. He didn't get there. Second time today. They've been stopped on 4th and inches by the Big Blue defense.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And Coach Fuel, in that defensive room, you got to feel it all starting to come together now, right?
It was just a feeling. And it was like we came together as a football team. We could feel this coming. It was in the air for us. So we really carried that theme along with the all-in philosophy from that game throughout the run.
Coach Gilbride, the power of your offense in that game.
Takes the snap, he's back to throw. Steps up over the middle, Nick's wide open at the 40. 45, runs through a tackle. There goes Nick, gallops over another. He's gonna score. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Giants, 72 yards.
I thought we could move the ball. I thought we could win, but I certainly didn't expect the domination that we got. But I really do attribute it to the other side of the ball as much as anything.
New York Giants are on to the divisional round and a trip to Green Bay against the Packers.
I think people forget, too, how well you guys played defensively against the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. What about that game plan, Coach Fuel, though, from a defensive standpoint against that offense?
The game plan really was let's disguise and show Aaron Rodgers one coverage, but play something different on the snap of the ball. And I thought the execution of that by our players was absolutely outstanding. Michael Boley was outstanding in that game. I know Boley and Roll, I think they had like 8 tackles in that ball game apiece. It was really key to us being able to disguise and play the run as well as play the pass, jumping down into an 8-man front. We needed to play an 8-man front, but also playing that cover 2 shell that really bothered Aaron Rodgers.
That game was not as close as the final score showed.
There's so many great things that happened in that game.
Fastball over the middle, caught inside Packer territory. Nix runs out of a tackle. He's to the 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Giants! Manning back, steps up, heaves one down the middle of the field into the end zone, and Nix makes the catch for the touchdown! He went up with the big hands and caught it on the Hail Mary on the final play of the half. Handoff Jacobs, cuts back to the right. Jacobs turns the corner at the 10. He's to the 5, to the goal line. Touchdown Giants! And that 14-yard run most likely has sent the Giants to San Francisco and the NFC Championship game.
I want to take you guys to San Francisco here because, his teammates will say it. The courage that Eli Manning showed in that game against what was a fantastic San Francisco defense.
Well, I know this. I heard from a lot of people who I have great respect for in the business after that game, and they said there's no longer any question about Eli Manning's toughness.
Coach Gilbride, you're watching your quarterback get smacked around in that game. What are you thinking?
I certainly was cognizant of the hits that he was taking, but when you're looking at the game from the sidelines, you're not looking at the hits he's taking when he's passing the ball. You're looking at what they're doing coverage-wise, what they're doing to defend against your routes so that you can intelligently call the next play and give your guys the best possible chance to be successful. The guys were fighting. They were battling, but that was a tremendous defensive front. We got that post to Mario for a big play for the touchdown, but other than that, we didn't do anything the second half. Fortunately, our defense and special teams were playing great.
Weatherford boots one, returnable for Williams from his own 20. Lost the ball, and the Giants say they have it, and they do! Williams coughed it up on the return, and the Giants have recovered it. Knocked out by Jaquan Williams and recovered by the Giants. Devin Thomas recovered it.
The thing that I'll never forget is, and worried about the final decision Tom made at the end. I'm sure you remember, you wanted to kick the field goal.
Field goal!
And of course, the field was a mess. It was treacherous, and right where the ball happened to be snapped, Tom talked about. I just know that it was a quagmire out there. I mean, it was not the easiest of kicks, even though the distance was fairly close. Trust me, it was a heck of an effort by those guys to put it through the uprights.
Snap is low, kick on its way. It's got the distance, and it is good. And Lawrence Tynes has done it again. He's kicked the Giants to the second Super Bowl in 4 years.
That game provided me and all these coaches for wherever they might go after, that the essence of special teams contributions to the game.
Congratulations, Giants. We're going to the big one again.
New York Giants football is on the air from high atop Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It's the New York Football Giants and the New England Patriots, Super Bowl 46.
Let's get to Super Bowl week. I think there were a lot of people, maybe unlike the game 4 years earlier, that really felt like the Giants were the better team going into the football game. And you guys had a lot of momentum going.
Manning back to throw. Throws one left. Touchdown Giants. Victor Cruz on the slant. And he does the salsa in the Patriots end zone.
And then you knew that they would make a run, right? I mean, Brady's too good to not make an adjustment. They made a little bit of adjustment, and sort of the game is on.
Brady calls the set, looks right, throws it over the middle, completes it over the middle, and he's got Hernandez for the touchdown.
You knew that New England was going to come back. That's just their nature. That's how they were built. And, you got Tom Brady back there and his cast. So that was definitely the challenge, just trying to keep them contained.
I got to get your guys' take on the throw, the Eli to Mario Manningham throw, as you guys are rallying there down the stretch. It's the perfect throw and the perfect catch. Might be the best throw-catch combo in Super Bowl history.
I just said to Eli on the sidelines, the two safeties are starting to skew over to the Victor Cruz and Nick's side. I said, you may be able to get a look off to the 2 receiver side and then come back and throw it down to Mario, get a big play down the sidelines.
Manning out of the shotgun set, and he's back to throw. Climbs the pocket, deep ball down the left sideline, and it's going to be caught. Was he inbounds? Yes! Manningham on the sideline.
On that particular play, that safety didn't move at all. Kid stayed true. He stayed on his landmark, and it took as good a throw as you'll ever see, getting into Mario. And maybe even more amazing than the greatness of the throw is the fact that Mario actually stayed in bounds and caught the ball, because earlier in that game, he had a much easier catch and he stepped out of bounds, which I could have strangled him about. But on that one, it was as good as it got.
Quarterback's looking down the middle of the field. He comes over to Manningham, and Chung comes roaring off of his 2-deep position. His head goes a little bit behind Mario instead of in front. Either one of those 2 positions, he knocks the ball out. It's that kind of play. I'm standing right across from it, and I see it, and I know he's in. I know his feet are in. And he makes the play when the play has to be moved. And we end up with a touchdown.
Hand off Bradshaw, he runs up the middle, and he falls into the end zone for the touchdown. He thought about stopping.
I didn't say a word to Bradshaw. Eli did. As I look back at it, you gonna let me score? I'm scoring.
Brady, he was going to fight until the end. The Hail Mary at the end of the game.
Forget about that. It's 4th and 17, and he makes it. He sticks it in there.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
The Deion
4th
Branch?
and 17. Everybody knows he's got to throw. Everybody knows. 4th and 17. The game's over. Not quite over.
Brady's back. Brady's under pressure. Brady's chased. Brady heaves one down the middle of the field.
He throws a rocket. He's drilling that in there. You can't see real good from where I am. Of course, we got guys that are leaning out on the field. And here comes this rocket out of there.
Into the end zone, a jump ball.
And all I see is the ball doing what you don't want the ball to do. Antrell kind of dives, and he hits Gronkowski in the butt, and the ball falls to the ground.
And it's incomplete, and the ball game's over, and the Giants have won Super Bowl 46. Finish is what Tom Coughlin said, and the Giants have finished off the Patriots in the Super Bowl for the 2nd time in 4 years.
That's what you work for all your life. As you bring a team together, as you bring them along, and as you preach, and you get to know the individuals more and more, and you get closer and closer to it, when it clicks like that, man, that's a great, great ride, and a great feeling as a head coach, because now this team truly is one, and they do really play for each other.